Right, Enoch's not taking knockouts this turn. Not this game at all. He's just going to try to discard Ansem's deck until there's nothing left. So again, the judge, if he plays the judge, both players will shuffle the deck and draw 4 cards. So that's one way to disrupt Enoch. So Ansem starting the match here with Raging Bolt in the active spot.
Yeah, Raging Bolt in the active spot, but he also has a Teal Mask actually gets behind. So this is actually what I was talking about, right, Nick? It is actually, I would rather start with the Teal Mask and just charge energies to that Teal Mask so that he doesn't burn through his resources. By playing the way that he's playing right now, it means that that Raging Bolt needs to, discard energies off the bench or off his side of the field whenever. Right, so it's actually not too good of a thing. So for the people watching on the stream, sorry, we had a little bit of a communication error there. The round is just starting right now. So Anselm is going to just go ahead and continue to play the cards that he played just now. So he's going to draw the top card of his deck, and then he's going to play the Ultra Ball.
Okay, here we go. Here's the start of the Master Ball League top 32. So the Ultra Ball is coming out. I noticed that he's discarding the other Ultra Ball.
I mean, I'm not exactly sure what hand cards he has on his side of the field, but it does mean that he's not able to find a Noctowl if he is going to go down the route of the usual fan Rotom.
Correct.
Not sure if I'm a fan of this because, as mentioned before, you don't really want to thin out the deck. All you need to do is find energy cards, right? So I guess he can start up with just putting in one Hoot and then finding maybe 2 Hoots and 1 Noctowl.
But it looks like he's eyeing 2 Hoots, 1 Noctowl. There, typical Raging Bolt start. Typical Raging Bolt start with get fan Rotom.
And because he has the Teal Mask in his hand, he doesn't. He's not too worried about whether or not he's going to be able to use Jewel Seeking. Looking at Enoch's deck list, there is no ways to disrupt the hand, right? So I think this is a perfectly good play on the side of Anselm. He will likely be dropping that Teal Mask Ogerpon as well. And as mentioned before, the key to victory here for Anselm is to use that Teal Mask. He needs to use that Teal Mask and start charging it up so he can take back-to-back knockouts on Enoch's active Pokemon.
Correct. So just to make clear again, Fan Rotom, only on your first turn, you can search for 3 colorless type Pokemon that's 100 HP and below. That's why you can find the Hoot, and the Noctowl. And it looks like he is not playing down the Teal Mask Ogerpon yet. He's just keeping it in hand. Interesting.
No, I mean, look, he doesn't know what Enoch has on his side of the field. Maybe he's worried about getting boss stalled. It's a little bit interesting, I would say. But I would definitely be looking at dropping the Teal Mask Ogerpon as soon as I can.
So Ansem will have a powerful turn 2 later on with the Teal Mask Ogerpon in play. He can evolve the Hoot to a Noctowl. So Noctowl's ability, if you have a Terra Pokemon, you can search for any 2 trainer cards you like. So I wouldn't be surprised with Ansem going for a powerful turn 2. Hopefully maybe finding a Earthen Vessel and the Stardust Vitality. Perhaps unless he already has it in hand.
Yeah, that is right. I do want to talk about Enoch's deck a little bit, right? I realized that actually the Mimikyu isn't going to be doing too much here because Anselm plays that Baby Raging Bolt. Baby Raging Bolt is going to be very, very effective here in taking out things like the Mimikyu, taking out things like the Maractus, or even the Fluttermane, right? And also, it's not a stretch to say that he could technically charge up 5 energies.
Yes, with the Raging Bolt. Let's start taking the bench.
The Great Tusk, because that's all he needs is 5 energies. I mean, it's still a challenge to get there because that means you need to put 2 Crispins on with 1 Sada and still hand attached each turn. So you could theoretically get there in 2 turns, but you're burning all your energies onto that Baby Raging Bolt. Enoch also plays that Crushing Hammers. He also plays things like the Handheld Fan, which allows the player to shift basically energy from the active Pokemon to the bench if the Handheld Fan is attached to the active Pokemon and the active Pokemon attacks that opponent's active Pokemon. Sorry, that's a little bit messy, but you get my point.
So Ansem just pointed out that if Enoch played the Buddy Puffin, again our participation prize for today, you can search for 270 HP Pokemon, but you have to put them on the bench.
Yes, you can have to put them on the bench. So
he did pick out a 1 more Dunsparce and a Mimikyu, just like you predicted.
There we go, Mimikyu. I think Enoch thinks he's a little bit safe with this Mimikyu, but there isn't too much that Enoch can do. In fact, I'm actually surprised to see that energy attachment to the front to Dunsparce instead of the Great Tusk, because you theoretically want to start accelerating your Great Tusk so you can do back-to-back land collapses, right? So it is slightly interesting, but we're not the player.
Okay, I'm guessing that he's predicting that the Dunsparce could get knocked out this turn. Then the energy will be in the discard pile. Then he can probably Sada it into the Great Tusk so that he can draw 3 more cards. Maybe. Yep. Again, it's just a guess. So Ansem did play down the Teal Mask Ogerpon EX, and he's evolved the Noctowl. So you can find 2 trainer cards. You're going to find 2 Crispins. Wow, okay.
Yeah, 2 Crispins is actually a pretty good call here. He can immediately accelerate energy from the deck, and all Anselm needs to do, right, is charge 1 Lightning and 1 Fighting type energies to the Raging Bolt, and then from there he can do back-to-back Bellowing Thunders to the front, to the Enoch's active Pokemon, right? So my not prediction, but what we'll likely see happen here is Raging Bolt is going to take a quick knockout onto this Dunsparce, and after that, Enoch is going to promote the Mimikyu.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely for sure.
So I want to see Anselm here try to set up for that Baby Raging Bolt to start, having some countermeasures to this Mimikyu. Yep, we just see a simple Bellowing Thunder to take out the active Pokemon from Enoch's side, and we see Anselm starting that prize trade.
Yes, let's see what is Enoch going to pull up. It's going to be Mimikyu. So here we go. Let's see what's going to draw top deck.
Boss, no.
It is a Dudun's pass though. I think it's a Dudun's pass.
Yeah, look.
Oh, no, it's a great task. That's a great second one prepared. Yeah, just checking how many hand cards he has. So the Crispin player earlier, as you can see on the board on your screen just now, you can search up to 2 energy cards. Attach one to one of your Pokemon, and one goes to your hand. So from the second attachment, he attached it to the Raging Bolt. Now we'll see Mimikyu in the active spot. It's not going to be damaged by this Raging Bolt EX because it does not take any damage from EX and V. Enoch just evolved the Dunsparce into the Dunsparce.
The Dunsparce with its runaway ability allows you to draw 3 cards from the top of your deck and then shuffle this whole Pokemon, so the Dunsparce as well as the Dunsparce, into the deck. It's a very, very effective draw engine, but if you're drawing nothing, you need a little bit more help. Hey, look, Artisan's on the field. There's some help.
There's some help because Artisan can find any non-rule box basic Pokemon. So he's probably, I think, going to find...
I think he's going to find a Dunsparce.
Oh, right. So going to keep his draw engine going on.
That's right. It's his only draw engine which is available right now, so he will need to use this Dunsparce ASAP, or find the Dunsparce ASAP. So, as mentioned, draw engine's super, super important. Hey, look, we talked about Anslem's winning condition.
Yes.
Right? I want to talk about Enoch's winning condition.
Okay.
What is it?
So Enoch's winning condition, right? If you can see the Great Tusk Mill, the Great Tusk on the bench. I keep talking about Great Tusk Mill. The Great Tusk Pokemon itself, right? The goal of Enoch is to deck out Ansem. So he's hoping that Ansem use up a lot of his resources. He can send out the Great Tusk to the active, and the Great Tusk attack can discard the top 4 cards of Ansem's deck, as long as Enoch played a Ancient supporter distance. So he has 2 types. He either has the Professor Stardust Vitality or the Explorer's Guidance. So we'll probably see him play both later on. But he has a Dunsparce ready with a handheld fan.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's pretty smart for Enoch to attach a handheld fan to the Dunsparce because he wants to kind of mitigate Anslem's choices, right? He's like, okay, sure, you can gust out my Dunsparce, but you're going to lose an energy from your Raging Bolt, and your deck plays a limited amount of energies, so I'm just going to threaten you with losing out on 1 energy that's going to be on a not so useful Pokemon.
Correct. So that's the way he's protecting his draw engine. Now Ansem's just played another Crispin, attaching onto the Raging Bolt EX, and now he just used the Tealma's Oakport EX Teal Dance to get a Grass Energy attached. With ability, he can draw 1 card. So that ability doesn't count as one energy attachment pattern. And he's passing! Okay, doesn't have much to do. It's going straight to Enoch's turn, and he has a Dunsparce in hand, already evolving it. Right now, let's see if he's going to draw 3, or is he going to play that card in his hand? Is it a supporter, an ancient supporter perhaps? No, it's going to be Erica!
Erica's invitation is actually pretty brutal here, because look, Anslem's bench is not full, and we see...
Yes, it's going to be that card. It's going to be the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. So this card is more of a late game kind of Pokemon. Let's go through Erica's invitation first. So he looks through Ansem hand. He can pick any basic Pokemon he wants, put it onto the bench, and then he can switch it with the active Pokemon. And he's selected the best Pokemon to be stuck in the active spot. Now Ansem is in trouble.
Blood Moon Ursaluna has a whopping retreat cost of, I think, 3, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to get this thing out of the active spot. And the thing is that Ansem's deck only runs 1 switch option, the Prime Catcher.
Right? If he uses this, that's it.
If he uses this, that is absolutely it. There's not much you can do here. We do see him playing the Area 0 under depth, so I do see... Oh, the Latias. The Latias is going to be super clutch here. It's going to allow him to retreat that Blood Moon Ursaluna.
Yep.
On top of that, once he gets rid of that Area 0 under depths, he will be able to get rid of the Blood Moon Ursaluna as well.
Correct. But forced Ansem to play that stadium. So he's played the first stadium card. So he wants to see all of Ansem Stadium cards get used, get discarded, so the neutralization zone can come out.
Yeah, it's all part of the master plan of Enoch. Enoch has foreseen the future, and he's decided, hey, look, I'm just going to be pretty happy of you doing this. If you do see an E-switch?
Yeah, because he's gonna use Fan Rotom. Okay, we were talking about Baby Raging Bolt earlier, but we forgot that Fan Rotom is also an option for Ansem to take out that Mimikyu. So Fan Rotom, not only has it has strong first-turn ability, it can attack for 70 damage for 1 energy, as long as either player has a stadium in play.
That's right, Assault Landing, one of the most... controversial / broken cards that we've seen released in the recent set, not recent set, but recent few sets rather. Very, very strong card, 70 HP as well, so it's findable with the Buddy Buddy Poffin. You're also able to use it as a very strong attacking option as well as a good search engine. Overall, great card from the Celadon set.
And just as I thought, both the Pokemon that he had energies on the active spot, the energies went to the discard pile, and Enoch is playing his Stardust Vitality to charge the Great Tusk on both the active and the bench. So this is 1 more energy on this active, and he can start using his attack.
Land Collapse. Land Collapse is a devastating attack. In fact, I think it's the only relevant mill card that's currently in this standard set. So very happy to see it in the Singapore Basketball League Championships Finals. On top cut, sorry.
Completely agree.
Fun fact, by the way, in every single Nationals Finals or similar level tournament, right, we've always had fun decks.
Oh, really?
First round, yeah.
The first round? What happened last year?
Last year's, I think, Singapore Nationals, we had Armor Rouge.
Oh, okay.
Armor Rouge. So, hey, look, I'm always down to see, lesser played decks or lesser meta decks come here and have a good time, have a good showcase in the high-level competitions.
Especially the value of this deck. I think anyone could go in and actually make this deck. It's not very. It doesn't have a lot of expensive cards as well.
No. It's a really, really affordable deck. Would I recommend it to beginners? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. It takes a lot of technical skill, and you know, Enoch is playing this quite flawlessly, I must add. So we will likely just see a land collapse here, I believe, from Enoch. You know, it takes a lot of decision making. Hey, look, should I land collapse? Should I corner? Should I, use mind's eye? You know, what should I stall with? There's so many different choices, thought processes that the player has to go through in order to play Great Tusk Mill effectively.
4 cards too.
And there we go. We see the first.
Oh, Sada gone, Noctowl gone, and Earthen Vessel gone. So Enoch earlier, he used the Dudun Spark to draw 3 cards to find energy. He did get a nice stretcher to get the energy out of this card pile, and he attached the handheld fan. So if Ansem takes a knockout on this Great Tusk, expect the energy to be pushed to the bench. I would think on a Noctowl perhaps, or Latias.
What card is that?
I can't really see the shine. It could be another Hoot Hoot.
Well, for his sake, I hope it's
yes, it is the Hoot Hoot with the 80 HP.
It's the 80 HP Hoot Hoot. Well, it does have 2 retreat costs as well, so it's going to be a prime target for Enoch to use a gusting option like a counter catcher to pull it up and kind of stall it over there.
As long as Ansem has that Latias, he'll be safe though.
That's true. That's true. I keep forgetting about Latias.
Yeah, Latias is key. Here we go. That's the Judge play that I mentioned earlier. So now he's going to disrupt Enoch's hand. Going to shuffle 4. Both players will shuffle their decks, and they'll each get to draw 4 cards. Likely, I don't know if Ansem will be able to attack this next turn, because if he does attack the Great Tusk, he won't be able to knock out the Great Tusk, and the Fan Rotom's energy will be pushed to the bench. Let's see what 4 cards he draws though. Maybe he might attach another energy to the Fan Rotom?
Nah, no point. I'd rather just attack.
Go for a knockout, right?
Go for a knockout, but I'm not sure. Okay, the key here is for Ansem is to use to get back-to-back knockouts with the least amount of energy resources needed, right? So as mentioned, I do want to see him attacking with that Teal Mask Ogerpon. I think it's going to be...
Like you guessed correct. He's picking up 2 glass energy with Earthen Vessel. So he's likely going to use Teal Dance for 1 energy. Then you attach 1 more energy from his hand so that the Teal Mask Ogerpon can attack.
Yep, it's going to be the most efficient attacker in Anthem's deck, as I've mentioned time and time again. You know, I do believe this is the plan of attack for Anthem right now. I hope that Anthem's going to be able to find the grass energies from the discard pile and somehow put it back to his hand. It's going to be, like I said, essential for this match.
Correct. He did draw from the Teal Dance ability. He drew a Boss's Orders. That's going to be key next turn. If you're going to try to aim the target the Great Tusk Mill on the bench. If I don't think Enoch has another energy in hand. He might send up the Maractus.
Ooh. So what handheld fans, in fact, I just want to repeat this. Yeah, the player that has a hand attached to the handheld fan, right, can choose where to attach the energy that he's shifting it from. Right. So Enoch chose the Noctowl, which is, in my opinion, not the best choice, because you're actually giving Ansem an option to retreat with if he boss that. Because keep in mind, Skyliner, which is the ability of Latias EX, can only affect basic Pokemon. I would have rather seen that grass energy attached to like a Latias, because it's pointless, right? You can't attack with Ionic Blade. There's no psychic energy in the deck.
Correct. The only way the energy is going to even get discarded is by Raging Bolt's attack. So this is going to be stuck there. So Enoch did opt to, he was thinking very long, and he opted to go for the Great Tusk to the active spot. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I think Great Tusk here is the play. You can't really corner here. If you corner here, you're just going to get repeated. You're going to get knocked out by that Teal Mask Ogerpon. So the only option that Enoch had, the only viable option that Enoch had, was to put that Great Tusk up in the front, and we do see Sada's Vitality being picked up here. This is going to allow Enoch to to mill or to discard the next top 4 cards of Anthem's deck in hopes to get rid of a very important resource like the Prime Catcher, for example.
But he wants a second Great Tusk if he could on the bench though. And there it is, just as I thought. The Poké Gear that he played allowed him to search the top 7 cards for 1 supporter. That's how he found this Professor Sada's Vitality. So here we go, Fighting Energy going to both Pokemon.
Yep, you're going to see the 2 fighting energies be attached to both Great Tusk, which is going to allow to do the back-to-back land collapses once again, which is essential for which brings him 4 cards closer to his win condition.
But he didn't get to play any Dance Pass though. Anyway, the judge didn't really affect him since he managed to play it out properly. Hopefully, it would be better if he had a Dance Pass as well.
Would be better, but not essential, right? Sadas also allows you to draw 3 cards, which is also your pseudo draw engine.
Shout out to that benched Great Tusk. Looks like it's a Master Ball version of the Great Tusk.
Hey, look, Enoch is the card shop owner of Card Connect.
Oh, okay.
So he has access to all his cards as well. Shout out to the Card Connect team as well. They've been very, very active in helping to grow the Pokemon community here in Singapore.
Ooh, the Gravity Gemstones attached with a Noctowl in the active spot. And here comes the mill. Super Energy Retrieval, Professor Sada's Vitality, and looks like a Raging Bolt. Yes.
Look, I think the only thing that hurt Ansem there is the superior energy retrieval, right? Because you want to get energies out of your discard and putting it to your Pokemon, because you're going to be discarding it with the Raging Bolt if you're able to get your Raging Bolt out.
And it's only one. He only plays that 1 copy though, so now there's no way for him to recover the energy resource back to his hand except via Night Stretcher.
Yeah, so look, I think Enoch made a very smart call to pull out the Noctowl from the bench, as it's gonna allow for one to install at the very least, because you can't attach 2 energies at a turn. And on top of that, because Ansem chose to use Teal Mask, use Teal down, so the energy from his hand has gone to the Teal Mask Ogerpon instead. He needs to draw an energy, which he just did.
Yes, he just got the energy there. What does the Gravity Gemstone do?
It increases the retreat cost by 1, so Noctowl needs 2 energies to retreat. So this is going to be... Ansem's actually in a pretty tight spot. We saw him counting his deck cards just now. It didn't look like he had more than, like, I think 15 or 20. He definitely has less than 20. We do see Area 0 under that's being bounced out.
But he's played his second stadium.
By his second stadium, so Enoch is counting. He's like, there is 1 stadium left. Ansem may be removing the Latias
Oh my
EX.
gosh! Oh my gosh, he's going to remove Latias EX! Oh no!
Not sure if this is the play here, mate.
I would have taken out the Noctowl on the bench with the energy, I think.
And he got rid of the Hoot as well.
Yeah, I would have taken out the Noctowl, maybe the Fan Rotom, but I wouldn't have taken out that Hoot because you never know, you might need it later on. I guess it's because he believes that Great Tusk Mill doesn't play any disruption, so he's just hoping that will be enough to keep him in the game. So by putting the Jamming Tower, it disrupts the Great Tusk 2 card. So now he can retreat for just 1 energy, and here comes the Teal Mask Ogerpon once again picking up the 3rd prize card.
Yeah, look, Ansem left the Mew EX there. He wants options to draw out from, but it doesn't... I mean, the deck in itself, like, okay, I understand that Ansem needs cards to play the game, but the thing is that if... I'm not too sure of this option, but hey, look, Ansem is just down to 2 prizes, right?
Yep,
so all Ansem needs to do is take the final 2 prizes. Enoch, I'm sure, is counting for the stadiums that's been left in the deck. We don't see the second Area 0 in the discard pile, so he knows it's in there somewhere.
Yes.
And the moment that stadium comes out, Enoch is going to drop that, the neutralization zone.
Correct. So now he got Pokegear from Enoch to look for a supporter card again. He does want to find another Sada if he can. Let's see if he got it.
Sada here is not really necessary though.
Okay, yeah, attach 1 energy from hand. Yeah,
that's right. So he can attach 1 energy from hand. He's going to use Explorer's Guidance. He is going to be able to see the top 6 cards of his deck, choose 2 cards to put in his hand, and discard the other 4 cards.
I assume one of them is going to be energy? I assume so. Let's see how
surely, right? Surely. Now Enoch plays only 3 fighting energies, so we actually see all 3 fighting energies out, but he does have 3 lightning energies.
Yes, that will be enough, right? He can use that to attach because the land collapse is actually 2 colorless.
Yep, 2 colorless energies. So Enoch is contemplating on his choices. I didn't think he did see a Sada. Yeah, but do see a Sada in his hand. So he could potentially use Sada's Vitality to attach and prepare for his next Great Tusk Mill. In fact, I think that may be the better choice here. Yep, he was contemplating.
He was going to put down the Explorer's Guidance. So here comes the energy. So he's prepared for next turn's land collapse and going to draw 3 cards via Professor's Vitality.
That's right, and because he also has a lightning energy, the lightning energy can be attached to the Great Tusk at the back, so that means he's always going to have consecutive attackers.
Consecutive land collapses!
Land collapse!
So let's see, is he going to try to pull up anyone else? Does he have a counter catcher in hand maybe?
Look, in fact, even if he doesn't, I'm okay with just using land collapse here. Yeah. Right? Because you really want to be targeting the Area 0 underdepths as fast as you can.
Interesting, he's going to play another Pokegear now. I guess because he's already known that Ansem has already played that 1 judge. Ansem does have the Iono in hand, but again, it doesn't really affect Enoch that much because he'll be drawing back his cards again.
No, but the thing is that, you're prematurely getting your supporters, right? Which you kind of want to save at the top of your deck, because the thing is that Iono shuffles your whole hand below. So if you're getting all your ancient supporters right now, it's actually a detriment for you your next turn if you do get Ionoed. Correct.
So those 6 cards will go straight under the deck. So 100% chance that Enoch will not have to see those cards later on again.
Oh, we see the lightning energy attachment to the
Raktus? Okay. Is he going for a corner? Is he considering corner?
For next turn, maybe on the Mew with the Noctowl. But we still don't see the Area 0 underdepths. The Area 0 underdepths is still in his hand, I believe. So in the deck, I believe.
So Enoch, right, he still has that 1 play, the neutralization zone play. He still has that later on in his bag.
But he's running out of time. You see, Ansem has 2 prizes left, right? So if Ansem just uses Mario Leaf Shower here, he's just going to take 1 prize off, and Ansem's down to his final prize.
It's very interesting. I see Ansem is discarding cards from his hand.
Do you see the Area 0 underdepths there? Yeah, we do.
He's eyeing it. I think he's just a bit worried that the card will get discarded. But if he takes this knockout this turn, it should be enough. There'll be enough time for him to take another knockout and win the match, though.
That's right. And look, there is still 27 minutes left in this game. There's going to be heaps of time to go in the next game, and Ansem knows if he doesn't win this game...
Okay, I think he's using Iono here to try and get the Area 0 to hand, just worried about the neutralization zone. So now he'll draw 2 cards. Let's see.
Nope,
it's Night Stretcher and Ultra Ball. Okay.
Keep in mind, by the way, if Ansem draws out the Area 0 under depths, right, there's no way for Enoch to get rid of it.
Yep.
Right? Rotom can't do that. So he only has the choice to play that. And right now...
He's using Night Stretcher to take back a fighting energy, okay? And he's just counting his deck, making sure, okay, he won't get decked out.
No, but keep in mind, right, that the Area 0 under depths is likely going to be the next land collapse.
Yeah, he's going to draw 1 here. Try and get it. I think. Try and save it. I didn't see whether he got it or not, but he drew 1 using Mew. Because Mew allows you to draw up to 3 cards per turn. He picked up the Bedew from the prize.
Oh, we don't see the Area 0 under depths. This may go the long haul.
Enoch is going to go for a corner. He's going to go for a corner.
No, but I mean, here you want to use land collapse, no?
Yeah, would you want to use then collapse?
No,
here?
but he shuffled all the supporters back to the bottom.
And Ansem only has 1 prize left. So it's do or die here. He needs to try and lock Ansem. But I'm trying to think of a way for Enoch to win. It's very, very tough here for Enoch, I think.
Yeah, because the thing is that if Enoch announces corner here, there's no way. He needed to drop the neutralization zone this turn to at least buy him 1 more turn. But it seems like Enoch is not able to do so. So here...
He has counter catcher. He's trying to think of who to pull up.
Is the Noctowl?
It's good for Mew.
Yeah, I can see that, because right now, you know, you've used corner here, you're going to buy yourself more turns in order for you to to draw into the Ancient Supporter card, right, with the Great Tusk.
You do Prime Catcher, it's over! Ansem wins game 1, then Prime Catcher top deck! Prime Catcher top deck! By playing the Prime Catcher, he bypasses the cornered lock, and he takes game 1 of our top 32.
That was a great match. Ansem showcasing, you know, the power of holding back, right? He showcased that, hey, look, I don't need to play the Prime Catcher now. It's fine. You have my Noctowl in the front. I have switch options.
Yes, I have Jamming Tower.
I have Jamming Tower to get out of those kind of sticky situations. Ansem here takes game 1, and Enoch now is in a very dangerous situation. In Singapore, we are following TPC's rules.
Yes.
So the tiebreaker rules actually favor faster decks here.
Ooh, this will be tough for Enoch though. But he did show a great Task Masterclass in game 1. Just a little bit out of luck near the end. Maybe this time he can try to go for... It depends on Ansem start though, if he can try to turn the game around. It really depends on Ansem start.
Yeah, that's right. But let's go through the time rules a little bit here, right? So if Ansem, you know, since Ansem has won game 1, if it goes into extra time here, and you know Enoch hasn't been able to win a game, right? Then Ansem is just going to win the second game straight away if he has less prizes.
Correct. So again, if Ansem, the player with the few amount of prizes, by the end of time call, will win the match. And again, we just watched that Enoch doesn't pick up any prizes at all throughout this match. So it is going to be tough for him. Okay, let's go look at the prizes here. Let's see what Ansem has got. 3 energy, and Teal Mask Ogerpon. Enoch's side, on the other hand, looks like the Maractus that tried to help him earlier is in the prize. 1 Sada in the prize.
Yeah, we do see 1 Sada in the prize. We also see 1 handheld fan as well. But 2 grass energies in Ansem's prize will definitely hurt him. The one of 3 Teal Mask Ogerpons as well in the prize is going to lessen his chance of starting with that Teal Mask Ogerpon. But
Ansem is so like look, the loser gets to choose whether to start first or second. Enoch has elected that Ansem go first, and he does have an excellent start with Ditto.
Yeah, Ditto allows him to transform into any basic Pokemon in Ansem's deck, right? So I would like to see either the Fan Rotom or the Teal Mask Ogerpon, depending on what other cards Ansem has in his hand. If we showed that the Fan Rotom starts did actually do him a lot of good, right? So, but yeah, this is the play I was talking about just now, by the way.
Yeah, this is what you were mentioning earlier to try like, because he has a Fan Rotom in hand as well anyway. That's why he was eyeing the Hoo-Hoos and Noctowl from the deck. He's already put it up, ready to pick them up.
Yeah, this is what I said, right? If he has a Fan Rotom, you find a Teal Mask, because then it gives you so many different options in order for you to start attacking either with the Fan Rotom, if the Mimikyu is in the front, aka this matchup, right? Or start attacking the Great Tusk Mills.
Enoch does have a good start as well though with Mimikyu in the front, so that Teal Mask will not be taking knockouts on that Mimikyu. Ansem playing the Earthen Vessel, discarding 1 card from his hand, able to search any 2 energy cards, definitely for 2 grass because he's going to use the Teal Dance ability from the Teal Mask Ogerpon to draw 1, and he probably hand attach the other one. Yeah, I assume.
It seems like Ansem remembered what his main attacker is right now.
Yes.
He's like, screw that Raging Ball. We don't need to go down that route. We can just use it without sub-attackers.
I'm playing a Raging Ball deck? No, I'm playing a Teal Mask Ogerpon deck.
That's right. That's right.
Playing, yeah. He picked up another Teal Mask Ogerpon from the hand where Teal Dance, and looks like going to keep that grass energy for another Teal Dance next turn.
Yeah, I mean, look, he doesn't need to accelerate this turn, right? Especially with Mimikyu there. Mimikyu ain't going to be doing... Teal Mask Ogerpon isn't going to be doing too much this turn. He also probably wants an option to attack with that Fan Rotom, right? So if he does get a Nest Ball for the Latias, he's going to be able to swing with the Fan Rotom next turn. Okay,
looks like Enoch has just played an Earthen Vessel as his first card. Does he not have any bench Pokemon?
Oh, this is slightly risky. It's gonna be round to Dunk. No, we don't want to see this.
Please don't lie to us. Don't lie to us. Show us the basic Pokemon from your hand. Put it down.
Surely.
Come on. Really, right? You're not gonna attach energy and pass, right? Please, no.
Enoch is counting his options. He's thinking, what does he have in his hand? What can he do to get out of this sticky situation?
Is there any Pokemon there? I don't think so.
I don't see an option.
Energy and pass, I think. It's gonna be it. Okay. Calm down, guys. We'll keep it going. Here's guidance. Let's see if he gets an outer zone or something like that. But playing a stadium though will help Ansem because he can use a Fan Rotom.
It doesn't matter at this point. Enoch is fighting for survival.
Did he get anything?
I
can't really see what he's picking up.
What he's choosing.
Oh my god. Okay, that's Nest Ball. I think that's a Nest Ball, right?
Oh, is it a hammer? No, it's a hammer.
It's a hammer, yeah. This is a Nest Ball. Please, buddy, pop in. This is a Nest Ball.
And he knows Ansem has a grass energy in his hand. This is...
It's going to be tough. Should he take the Crushing Hammer? I don't see any way to find a Pokemon.
So he's trying to use the Crushing Hammer to get rid of the energy in the front so that Ansem doesn't have a way to retreat if he doesn't have a Nest Ball for the Latias, right?
Yes.
This is...
Okay, he's not going to take the Crushing Hammer.
What does he pick?
I didn't see what he picked, but it looks like
he needs a Pokemon.
Oh,
Is that a
Pokemon?
Pokemon?
It's gotta be a Pokemon.
Surely.
It's like putting it down on the bench, right? That first slot is gonna be a Pokemon. Come on.
So for
Okay, it's a great task. We have a game. We have a game, guys. No donks. No donks. No donks.
No donks at all. We do see the handheld fan attachment there as well. Building up suspense, I guess.
Yeah,
making us slightly
all on the edge of our seats.
slightly nervous. I mean, heck, I'm standing, man.
Yeah, Ryan can't sit down anymore. So here comes the Noctowl. Noctowl's Jewel Seeker ability. If you have a tail Pokemon, search for 2 trainer cards.
Yeah, keep in mind this can be saves, this can be supporters, this can be items, this can be tools, any trainer card ability.
What an
Jewel
insane
Seeker,
card, man.
insane. This brings me back to the days of shady dealings with
Inteleon.
But it does have that extra requirement of having a Terra Pokemon into on your bench side.
Yeah, so that's the downside. But again, that was the stage 2 and this is the stage 1.
Yeah,
right?
very, very, very
Which can
powerful.
be searched via Fandom, so it's quite an insane combination.
By the way, we did see Jewel Seeker choosing the Crispin as well as that Jamming Tower. Jamming Tower early is going to be interesting. I don't quite want to see that. I think Ansem has also kind of figured out that Enoch doesn't have any way to disrupt his hand, so he's happy to just put the Jamming Tower in his hand for when Enoch drops that Gravity Gemstone.
I expect the fighting energy going onto Fanrodom, I assume. Let's see where it goes to Crispin going. One energy attached via Crispin, and the other one will go to your hand.
Now he's just going to Teal Dance here.
Yeah, he's got a Teal Dance here probably. Yeah, here we go. That's a marker to show that he used Teal Dance ability. Draw 1, he drew into first antibody. Wait,
he already hand attached. He already hand attached.
Yeah, he already hand attached this turn to the. No, he had hand attached this turn, right?
He hand attached to the Fan Rodom.
No, that's his Crispin.
Oh, that's Crispin. Yeah, so he hasn't hand attached yet.
So here comes the Fan Rodom. It was about to attach a third energy and try to attack. The Mimikyu cannot be damaged by EX and V Pokemon.
Yeah, and look, with Anthem's...
Okay, he's forced to pay the stadium, the Jamming Tower, because he doesn't have any other stadium. And taking the knockout this turn. I think he's trying to go Ego because he sees that Enoch doesn't have a good setup turn 1. What do you draw?
We saw the neutralization zone.
Oh, does Enoch play now? I think he has to play now if he doesn't have anything else.
No, but keep in mind as well, if the neutralization zone drops, right, Ansem has the option to attack with the Fan Rotom or even a Baby Raging Bolt here. So if he...
And Noctowl, right, as well?
And Noctowl.
Yeah, Noctowl can attack.
Noctowl can attack.
Noctowl has an attack.
There's going to be a 3-turn knockout there, the thing, if he attacks with the Noctowl. So I do... But it's... I don't know. Enoch may not have many options if this is his only Pokemon that's left.
And this is big though. He did not play Sada. So we're not going to see a land collapse this turn. Enoch was forced to play an Explorer's Guidance. Look at the top 6.
Because guess what? I don't see a basic Pokemon here. If there's no basic Pokemon here, it's going to be a game over.
It's going to be over because Ansem can just retreat the Fan Rodom, use Steel Dance on the Tail Master Ogopon, attach one from hand, and that's it. Because he already has 2 in hand, right? 2 glass energy in hand.
That's
waiting for this moment. Is it over for Enoch? He tried. He's really tried. I think he's going to have to pay the neutralization zone here to try and stop this. Yeah.
We do see his
oh, yes, another one. Yes,
Fluttermane.
Fluttermane coming out.
So Fluttermane basically blocks any of the opponent's basic abilities of the basic active Pokemon.
That includes Steel Master Ogopon, right?
That includes Steel Master Ogopon, that's right. We do see Crushing Hammer behind his heads.
Heads! That means he can discard 1 energy from Ansem's board. He discards the fighting energy of the Fan Rodom. And he's not going to pay the neutralization zone yet, I think.
Yep, he's holding on for it, waiting for an opportunity. He knows that he has at least 1 more turn because he has the Fluttermane at the back.
Yep.
Right? He is not in a hurry to play that at this moment. He's waiting for the right time.
Let's not deny, though, that Enoch is behind right now. He is very behind. It's not like earlier when he had a bunch of Dudun's Pass, able to draw cards early on, try to get a board set up, and then keep going with great task. But unfortunately, this turn, this is very tough. Yeah,
that's right. This is a completely different game from just now where we saw back-to-back great tusks being prepared. We saw the energies being attached. Enoch's board is looking very, very, very thin in comparison to the game that we saw just now.
Okay, Ansem did have a second Noctowl, so he's going to pick a Nest Ball and a Crispin. Here you go, a second Crispin. The Fan Rodom will be able to attack, but it's probably not going to attack. It's going to be it can't be a Tail Dance. So I think the Nest Ball is supposed to go and find Latias, so you can retreat the Fan Rodom, and then you can attach the energies onto the Tail Master Ogopon. So he's picking a fighting and a lightning energy. Interesting.
Maybe going for free attachment onto the
free attachment onto Fan Rodom to retreat also can?
Yeah, that works as well.
Yeah, free attachment to retreat. Because he has to use hand touch of a turn, so you can use Tail Dance, attach 1, and then 1 more from hand.
That's right, that's right.
Let's see, there's a Tail Dance coming now. Draw 1 card. It's going to be a Sada, and then here comes the last attachment from hand. Going to retreat the Fan with 1 retreat cost. Here comes the Tail Master Ogopon coming out to the active spot. And the attack should be enough to take out the Great Tusk.
Yep, it's definitely going to be enough because it's going to be Marit Leaf Shower. Marit Leaf Shower does 30 base and 30 more energies for every energy that's attached to your Pokemon and your opponent's Pokemon.
Right, both active Pokemon, so including Great Tusk earlier, there's 30 on him. And 3 energy on the Tail Master Ogopon EX. So Enoch going for a Poke Gear play here, I think.
Enoch is hanging on by the edge of his fingernails, man.
Yes.
He is like, I need to find a basic Pokemon every turn. It's not looking hot for him. It's not looking great. We do see an Artisan, so we know he's going to survive 1 more turn, but Enoch is at this point not really being able to play the game.
It's going to be very, very difficult. I don't think he even has a way to set energy from his hand even. He's eyeing the others on play to take out the jamming tower, maybe get out a great task. He has a Dudun Spas in hand and he can't even evolve. This is very, very bad.
Okay, so we do see Erica's invitation being played. He's hoping...
Oh, that's the Poké Gear. It's the Poké Gear play. Yeah, Poké Gear. Sorry, that wasn't his hand. That was the top 7 cards. So let's see what's over here though. His actual hand has a lightning energy.
Yeah, no, but the thing is that there isn't really much.
Ooh, yeah. What would you put down here? I think the fan roll maybe? Oh, Fez is an option.
Fez is probably the best.
Yeah, probably the
choice here.
Fez, I think. This doesn't really impact because Fez, the ability allows you to draw 3 cards when your Pokemon gets knocked out. Enoch doesn't take knockouts, so it's probably going to be this Fez going up to the active, I think.
The Fez should be going up to the
active now. Yeah, there we go. The judges are reminding the players. Great work there from the judges.
Thank you, judges.
Going up to the active. Are you taking yourself? you want a judge, right? Okay, so here we go with the... I think it's going to be a... he's putting out the Great Tusk, okay, with the... Night Stretcher, putting it back from the hand. Yeah, putting it back to this card part. You played it. Not put that card back to hand. So Lightning Energy, I think is going to go on to the Great Tusk. Not sure if he's going to... He's already seen Ansem's hand though. He did see that there's energy cards in his hand. So that percent is going to be able to retreat. He's going for neutralization zone right now and praying. And passing the turn now. Yeah, because look, Ansem already has a stadium. He already saw the stadium in hand anyway via the Erica. So I don't know. I think Enoch has just ran out of options.
I think Enoch is probably... Panic, panic mode, panic button.
Yeah, I think maybe he shouldn't have played a neutralization zone knowing that he already has a stadium.
Yeah, it's, Enoch, like I mentioned before, not looking too hot, but, you know, I think there is very little room for mistakes here. Neutralization, losing that neutralization zone early, I think just seals the deal for Anselm at this stage.
And here comes the Super Energy Retrieval, picking up 4 energy cards. I guess another Tiras won't be coming on here because the ability has been shut down via the Flutter main. And Enoch just pushes up sends the Great Tusk to the active spot. I think it's over here. I don't see a way out for Enoch. I think there's only 2 or 3 cards left in hand. This is rough. This is very rough. Especially for a stream match. We love to see a great back and forth matchup just like game 1. But unfortunately, yep, Enoch is just going to scoop because it's over. There's nothing Enoch could do. He's just ran out of resources.
Ran out of options as well, you know. Was not able to draw the Pokemons necessary. And, you know, but to be honest, in this stage of the game, with 11 minutes left onto the clock, Anselm, I think, was going to win this anyways, even if it went to time, because Anselm is playing the fast attack.
Correct. Right? And he played it exactly as you thought, as you were predicting earlier for game 2. The perfect setup with Tiamat's Ogopons, with perfect set of like Hoots